via vibes.
See how much of a better mood I'm in. Honestly, I need to listen to this music. It tempers my racism.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
My autism
takes the edge off.
My autism manifests in the form of unironic racism, true based racism, as basedism as I call it. That's how I refer to unironic racism.
Actually, me, it's more of a basedism.
A little like 292-pound pale chud. Actually, I call it basedism.
It's a new concept that I've come up with called basedism.
Everyone who is they're ironically racist, not me. Am I the only unironic racist online now?
I should probably keep this in my pocket till I'm ready with it, but I've been really Lord of the Rings maxing.
Yeah. You've been mentioning
since
that.
we last recorded, I've watched the entire extended trilogy again.
Again? How many?
Yeah.
Is that 3 times in the last month and a half?
Yeah, more like month.
Damn, you are maxing.
And I was Googling what other movies are like Lord of the Rings.
I get like that.
And there's just nothing.
No.
There's
not even
nothing.
the other Lord of the Rings, not even The Hobbit is like that.
I have watched that as well.
They suck ass.
I wouldn't go that far, but they're okay.
Yeah, it's just compared to them, it's like
yeah.
It's not even.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
it's a downgrade.
Yeah.
And now I'm reading the book.
Oh hell yeah.
And I want to make a cool parody that's like the Ring poem, one ring to bind, 3 to the elven lords, 7 to the dwarves, and doing a slur version of that.
one word to rule them all.
And in the darkness bind them. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but it could be sort of something like 3 to the gays.
4 to the Chinese. 9 to the Hispanics.
Yeah. And 1 slur to rule them. And in the darkness bind them.
I like that.
Yeah.
One word to rule them all.
Yeah. It needs a little bit of work, but
you can't carry a pass alone, Frodo. Let me help you, Frodo. You can't carry it alone. That power's too much for one man to bear.
Because I was thinking how we here on this podcast have decolonized gay and retarded.
Yeah.
And made them perfectly acceptable to say.
And that's us.
Yeah.
And that's just our hard work at play.
But there's still,
a lot.
The one.
The one. There's still the one. Which is...
And in the darkness bind them,
And that one is a much harder one. Like every other slur had a period where it was okay. But that's one of the ones where it was the longest back in history was it okay to say.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's actually that long. Nick sent me something saying that it wasn't really that big a deal until the O.J. Simpson trial.
Well, I guess Vince McMahon was saying it on TV.
I haven't fact checked that, but I assume it's true.
That O.J. brought along the fact O.J. took
that
the
it
N-word
was
from white guys.
Part of his defense made it a big deal when before it was perfectly fine.
How did O.J. Simpson's defense bring in also white guys shouldn't be saying the N-word?
I assume it was something he was made to feel disrespected, but
so he had to kill this white woman.
Yeah. That's my understanding of the situation.
That checks out. As a guy who didn't live through the O.J. trial, history might as well be...
I remember it like yesterday.
There's 2 periods in my life that I remember like yesterday. The O.J. trial and 9/11.
Yeah.
And the Iraq War. I loved the Iraq War. Boy, oh boy, did I enjoy the Iraq War.
Yeah. Except the libtards were so wrong. It was such a good idea. It's going so well.
Such a good idea. Such a good use of our time.
So strong.
I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of bones to pick on this episode, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been really mad.
At whom?
At most people. But especially the elderly lately.
The elderly.
Which I know is an op we've had on the show dating back to the origins of it.
I was actually thinking about this earlier today, but go ahead. I was also seething at the elderly a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened with me was last week I went to a farmer's market.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to enjoy a lovely Saturday.
As one does.
It was a beautiful day. Farmer's market was out. I said, I'm going to go.
Get some $35 strawberries.
I'm going to buy carrots and a painted rock that says courage. I am so excited. I'm going to listen to two Vietnamese kids sing Ed Sheeran for $3 in a guitar case.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy some Girl Boss jewelry.
Just have the best time possible.
By the way, at every farmer's market, every second stall is some Girl Boss jewelry company with a cursive logo and a circle around it.
Yeah.
I want
that like functions as a tax write-off for her husband.
Yeah. Yeah, every second. An Alberta farmer's market is the wives doing their Girl Boss jewelry with the same logo, and then the husbands and their brother selling jerky.
Right.
And it's two great big fat guys who sit in like lawn chairs and they go, best jerky in the whole province.
Best jerky. I like the Mennonite stuff.
That stuff is good.
If you can catch the Mennonites, they have good like chickens and tomatoes and stuff like that.
I bought some dandelion tea from an old cowboy, which is very good. It's good for your heart, boys. Drink the dandelion tea. Yeah. But while I was there, on my way, so when I got there...
How could old people possibly spoil such a magical afternoon?
How could the decrepit and dead spoil such a lovely Saturday? How could those who are spiritually dead...
I couldn't even hazard a guess.
How could people who don't even exist societally spoil such a lovely Saturday? Well... So I was going there. The streets of around the market were like pretty packed. Like parking was like kind of a nightmare. And what I saw was an old folks home with a very empty lot.
Okay.
And I was like, great. We're not going to be more than half an hour.
Sure.
I'll park in the old folks lot. Why not? There's 2 cars in this huge lot.
Yeah.
A lot of space.
Sure.
They're not, the 2 cars are the 2 people who can still drive in the old folks home,
Yeah.
So I parked there. We're literally there for 30 minutes.
Sure.
Kind of in and out.
Yeah.
Got the stuff.
You got your inspirational rocks. You
got my tea. Got my inspirational rocks. Saw a lot of gay ass bullshit.
Yeah.
Come back to my car. There's a note that says, "This lot is reserved for residents of the lodge only. The police have been notified."
Okay.
And I was like,
"The police have been notified."
Okay. Oh, I was like...
Well, does the police have been notified there mean that, like, you're going to get a ticket, or, like, the police are on their way to arrest you?
So, I checked my mail today.
Yeah.
I have an $80 ticket with a letter that says that they... And by the way, I'm also making this story up. In case just for the context, this is a joke story that I've made up.
Yeah, for comedic purposes only.
For joking.
Yes,
for goofing around, this is a comedic story I've made up. So if at any point later down the line I am doing anything legal related to this, to a separate incident that may have or may not have occurred in my real life,
of course,
this could not be used because I'm making this up and lying right now and joking.
And let's just toss out the reverse Miranda rights just for...
Reverse Miranda rights. And also what...
Anything we say or do cannot be used against us in a court of law. We have the right to say whatever we please, and nobody can hold anything against us.
And I'm just gonna also check the calendar on my phone here. The date of recording is November 2022 on this episode. One
of our famous archive episodes.
in case I
tapes.
Push any sort of in case this actually happens to me in real life in the future, and I decide to do any sort of
that would be a stunning coincidence.
That'd be crazy if that happened. But and where I'm thinking of going with this bit I'm going to do in my stand-up act is that I got a letter in the mail today that was a ticket that says that the owners of this old folks home have alleged that I illegally parked there.
Yeah.
And I've been charged with illegal parking, and I have this $80 ticket.
Okay.
Now.
And, like, allegedly, could you just go with, like, they're old, they don't know what they're talking about?
So I'm thinking with this stand-up bit, I might call the police department tomorrow and ask if they took pictures.
Right.
And kind of be confused.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Did they give you, like, a picture of that or anything?
Yeah.
And if they didn't, I'll say that didn't happen.
I was not even there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, again... We're joking around. It's 2022, January or November 2022. We're horsing around here.
Yeah.
This is not this. If anyone were to use this, if a lawyer were to use this as a defense if a lawyer representing an old folks home were to use this,
honestly, we could use the views.
We could use the views. And if this is being watched in a court at all, and I'm present, shout out me. I'm cool. And if old people are present, I hope you die ASAP. I hope you die as soon as possible. I hate you more than anything.
Yeah.
And if you try to use this as evidence, you're a gay retarded lawyer with a tiny penis.
Yeah.
And if you're a woman lawyer,
you got a big pussy.
You have a huge pussy, and I'm assaulting you after the trial.
Watch your back,
Watch
bitch.
your fucking back, bitch. But yeah, so it's back on war against the elderly. I hate them so much.
Because I was thinking, because I've interacted with a few of them recently, and like seen them online, and I'll do a little like caveat that I think there's probably like a handful of boomers who, when they go away, society might collapse. Yeah. Because there's probably like in some cities there's some old guy, and he's the guy who knows how to like maintain the water main or whatever. And he's going to leave, and he'll be replaced by a 4'8" Guatemalan guy who won't know how to do it. And we'll run out of water. That's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
But in a broader sense, the thing that one has to realize is I think a lot of old people are like legitimately retarded.
Yes.
And they just like they inherited a world where you could be dumb as a rock.
They inherited safety net world.
And still just have everything work out for you.
Well, they inherited a world where the baseline for what you should expect in your life as a retarded guy was not group home and medicine. It was full career, house, 2 cars, and a vacation.
You've got a wife, you've got kids, you got a house, you got cars, you're hitting up Margaritaville 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah, your IQ is 67.
Yeah.
And you're fine.
Because they inherited basically the best life that anyone has ever had in the history of humanity.
Yeah, it was the best one.
They've completely squandered it.
Oh, I had to go to war.
We're going to live in hell forever because of their decisions.
Yeah, because they were like, no, I'm not giving my house to my kids. I sold it so that I can live in a timeshare in Florida.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I saw somebody post this quote. I think it was like a Napoleon quote, like in regard to the French Revolution. Yeah. That at the time, like, you couldn't trust anyone over 40 because they were just like incapable of conceiving what was happening.
That's
and
really
I think
good.
There's a degree of truth to that, especially like just seeing like boomers online. They're so fucking stupid.
They're really stupid. Talking to them in person, they're really
can't,
stupid.
Like, process how, like, fucked the world is now.
They can't even...
Because they've, like, got theirs.
Yeah. And they've just been out of touch for so long.
Yeah.
That, like, even diving back in, it's the kind of people who are still, like... Still kind of not understanding that there were not weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
Yeah, and it's like I've seen a lot of them just in the last week or two because libs have been having a tough time. And you know how like a lot of people are like, oh, like the QAnon people are so like dumb and stuff, and it's like, yeah,
yes, definitely.
But it's just seeing how like libs have had a tough week because like Biden is on his deathbed.
Did you see what he said today? I'm the first black man to serve in office with a black woman.
I think he said he was the first black woman.
Oh, he was the first black woman. Yeah.
But there now, like the boomer libs of Twitter are doing like CNN edited the footage, like if you analyze the waveforms and stuff, and it's just like these people are 1-to-1 as stupid as the QAnon people who are also brain dead boomers. Yeah. It's just they've had some like institutional support for the past like decade or so. Yeah. So they can get away with like doing the like, oh, Donald Trump is controlled by Putin, who has videos of him drinking piss. Yeah. Which has as much evidence as like Donald Trump has sent Tom Hanks to Gitmo.
It has as much evidence as the Patriots being in control.
Yeah. 0.
No concrete evidence.
But they're all literally as dumb as one another.
Yeah.
They need to be
hugged and kissed.
They
need to be look, if Graham is sitting there, especially if you're sitting on an inheritance.
Yeah.
If you're a young guy with an inheritance to expect that's pretty substantial, you got to hug and kiss your grandma. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, Grandma. Thanks. Thank you. This is, and when you take that inheritance, you can say a prayer to Grandma. You can say, this is not even the first step into me getting a taste of what you had.
In some cultures, they pushed old people on ice floes
That's nice.
when they started to slow down the herd.
You know what's nice about Japan is that the elderly are volunteering to clean up nuclear waste.
Are they?
Yeah, a lot of after Fukushima, like a wave of elderly people were like, "We'll clean up the nuclear waste because if we get radiation sick or whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
We don't want young people going in and getting like radiation poisoning and all sorts of cancers and stuff. The elderly were doing it.
Because here we kind of do the opposite of that.
We say get
fucking
these young
shut down
kids
society for
2 years.
2 years.
To
so
protect grandma.
98-year-olds wouldn't die.
Yeah. I need 2 more years of that pension. I didn't work 65 years for nothing.
Up to tubes.
Please.
We need to keep this beep going for 3 more years.
Grandma needs to sit here for as long as possible. Which is like, part of me does appreciate the retirement home concept being like a sort of demon of their own creation.
Well, it's nice for them. They actually get to retire.
They get to retire.
I'm going to be working at Walmart when I'm 85.
No.
When I'm Joe Biden's age, I'm going to be a Walmart greeter.
No, because this podcast is going to have a peak. And that peak we're going to properly invest.
In stocks.
I mean, something. Bitcoin. We're going to invest in community theater. And we're going to buy a tapas place and retire young.
Yeah,
don't have that mindset.
Million.
We're going to buy a wine and tapas place.
Yeah, the Patreon's going to take off. And
for a brief moment.
And we're going to start a Michelin's. We're going to start a restaurant that'll shoot for Michelin stars.
We're going to buy a restaurant. Not opening a new one.
I've been watching a bunch of guy goes to Michelin starred restaurant videos.
You love food videos.
Yeah, but
how are those?
Well, there's sort of 2 guys I was watching. One guy is some broke ass bitch who's all like, saving up his money to spend $500 on a tasting menu.
Okay,
and then he goes by himself.
Okay,
and then he's clearly there with his phone on a gay little tripod.
You shouldn't be allowed to have your cell phone out at a Michelin star restaurant.
Every bite he goes to his phone, kind of
oh boy,
and then
dude.
eats it
boy, dude.
And he sucks.
Yeah,
he's not the type of guy who should be allowed into such an establishment.
We need to. I've been saying it for a while. We need to bring back physiognomy as a respected science.
And it's this thing I shouldn't be allowed in one of those things either.
If
I'll
dress like this, kick me out,
yeah.
please.
But the guy who I like, he's one of those he's European, but I couldn't tell you what type of European. In any given video, he'll be wearing 5 or 6 perfectly tailored suits. He goes in, he'll buy
he's the best kind of European.
$8,000 worth of wine.
Awesome.
To test
That's
it.
good. That's good.
He clearly has someone else there who's filming.
Yeah. Oh, good. That's very good.
And some of them look okay, but some of them it's so stupid. It's 500 euros.
Yeah.
And you go in and you just get they had one course that was a rock with a sort of little bush coming out of it that had a single almond.
Did you say a bush?
It wasn't it was it was more like a collection, a dead tree branch. With a single almond on it.
How much was that?
Well, that was part of a tasting menu. That was 500 euros.
Holy shit. 500 euros, that's 65 Canadian dollars.
It's probably more 1,000
Yeah,
Canadian
dollars. That's crazy.
And one of the dishes was 10 little sprouts.
Oh.
In clear tomato jelly.
Ooh. Awesome. Good.
It's fucking stupid.
I went, speaking of fine dining, I went to a mid-tier ramen restaurant the other day.
Hey.
And it was awesome.
Nice.
It was downtown. And it was a couple steps above. It was a step above Panda Express, and then one more step above the Vietnamese sandwich shops.
Okay.
It was one more tier above that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome.
Nice.
It was so good. I got some ramen with wood ear mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
And chicken. Or I got it with pork. Shit was crazy. They only give you chopsticks. For a drink, I got just an iced, unsweetened black tea.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking awesome.
Me, I don't actually like eating myself. I only like watching other people eat.
Me, I'm gonna eat Papa John's till I die, but I love watching Badlands chug.
Yeah, shout out Badlands Chug.
World record holder.
Another W.
For Badlands.
Yeah.
I feel like the age of Chestnut is over, and the era of Badlands is we're entering Badlands power
Yeah,
era.
because like everybody knows me. I'm probably the world's biggest
fan of
MLE fan. Didn't even watch this year. Don't consider it legitimate. Some guy won with 58 dogs.
That's weak as shit.
And Joey Chestnut has had 60 plus.
60 plus
every year for the last 15 years.
I'm telling you, the eating is going to die off. It's a chugging event now.
How can you even crown him as the champion
when Joey didn't even compete?
And how are they ever going to pack? Because Joey, he got the mustard belt.
Yeah.
From Kobayashi.
Right, who was previously the undisputed best.
Yeah. So if you don't have...
You can say he's the champion, but he's not the undisputed
There's
champion.
an asterisk on whatever this guy's name is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Badlands is the indisputed.
Indisputable. He's kind of
been
goated for a while. Like ever since I saw him try to chug a lake.
Yeah.
Basically when I was like, this is a really good guy to watch.
Yeah, he's like one of the eating guys who actually does good videos.
His videos are great.
Because he just radiates pleasant uncle energy. Like I just know when he's at his giant black families cookouts. He has awesome. All the kids around. He's like, you guys want to see me chug a whole thing of Pepsi?
He comes with 2 shopping bags full of 2-liter soda bottles.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I got 4. Make them last. And then they can't ask him to chug too much at once.
Yeah. But he's extremely pleasant.
Yeah, and he also looks the part. Just a humongous guy. An enormous black guy.
Because that's the thing.
And his name rules. Badlands Chugs.
Badlands Chugs.
That's so hard.
Because, that's the thing. I think with the eating, usually the top guys aren't as big and fat as one would maybe like.
Yeah.
But with drinking...
The only one way to get good at that, baby.
You gotta have to. It's just a matter of space.
You look at the footage of the event too, and there was not a single guy sub 300 pounds on the line.
That's what I was just how they had Airsoft Fatty was there right next to Badlands.
Yeah,
puking his guts out. And I was kind of wondering,
had the belt on too.
Will they just let anyone who's fat?
I think it was honestly, I think that was a case of profiling. They didn't check his credentials. They were just like, oh, clearly this guy.
He can put back some lemonade.
And he did a pretty... I love Airsoft Fatty, but he didn't do... That was not a strong performance on his end.
He was also right next to Badlands.
Was he throwing up? Was he throwing up during the hot dog portion?
No. He was drinking.
That was during the lemonade?
Yeah.
That he was barfing?
I don't know if he ate in the hot dog one, but I saw him barf. Or a guy who looks identical to him, I guess. Pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, he did not handle the...
as Badlands had his belt, he's standing right next to him.
And he didn't turn around either. He was just barfing on the table.
And Badlands
he barfed on the crowd.
Huge uncle energy, cats. I'm sure he's a great guy.
I'd love to get Badlands on the show.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
Get him to chug I don't know.
A McDonald's large Diet Coke.
Yeah, you think you can get that down?
This usually takes me about 2 hours.
Yeah, I reckon I can.
If you guys haven't seen it, look up Badlands Chugs a Lake. It's a really good video.
Yeah, with his special straw.
Yeah. Oh man, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. Have you ever met somebody with radio host personality phenotype?
I don't.
I saw a clip from one of Edmonton's gayer radio stations.
Yeah.
Someone was telling a story about a very minor social glitch that they encountered, where it was it literally the tier of story we're talking about is I said I love you to the barista when I took my coffee in the morning, and both of the hosts. They acted like black people seeing street magic. They had footage from in the radio studio, and they were like, "Oh my god!"
Are these the kind of epic soundboard type radio guys?
Not so much the epic soundboard, but it's the it's just the hyper bland person who's totally mystified by any sort of like social glitch.
I only listen to 630 Chad, so
Those are the driest men on the planet. That's actually crazy. You listen to
I don't want too much like energy when I'm driving, you know? I want to be almost falling asleep.
Yeah, that's like,
I know I'll drive extra safe because I'm so sleepy.
Yeah, it's like
I want to listen to Bob Stauffer talk Oilers for 5 hours in a row.
Yeah, it's
every day.
It's like, who's that guy? Was he an NPR guy who died a couple years ago? Garrison Keillor.
Oh,
it's like that tier of.
Did
like,
he die? I thought he just got Me Too.
Oh, maybe he got Me Too.
He had the weakest Me Too.
He was like touching people in like photographs, right?
Yeah, at a party, he touched some lady on the back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But the radio host personality style, it's just like, and like you'll meet them like in real life where like you, if you're a cool based Hitler lover or whatever, you're a cool Chrome Boy style guy, and you say something like even like mildly out of pocket, they're just like, what? Oh, that's it's just such a like. It's hard to articulate. I'm kind of struggling to articulate it, but like seeing that clip of the radio host, I was like, oh, I've met a lot of people like that, and it's so fucking gay. I guess it's just people with like kind of zero perspective and being like thinking it's like totally nuts to even like think about elder abuse in a positive way, for example.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it's just people with like super hardwired NPC programming.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And they don't get the ins and outs.
Just never thought about anything beyond like what is directly in front of them, I guess. You know what I mean? Like zero like big picture looking. Zero like like seeing the forest for what it is instead of just like oh, tree. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I wonder if we could get a show on 630 Chad.
I'd love to get a local radio show.
Yeah.
I'd love to work for the CBC.
They would love us.
I'd love to hug and kiss everyone who
we could send them in. I think once we perfect it, they would really get a kick out of the Lord of the Rings, one slur to bind them.
I think they'd like that.
One bit.
Yeah.
They'd really do like that.
I mean, with luck, we'd get on CBC Gem, which would be nice.
Yeah.
That means we made it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, I made it. I'm going to have a show. I'm on CBC Gem, baby.
Yeah.
Big time.
I mean, I think if we want to ever get on CBC Gem, we're going to have to get some sort of disability or something, or maybe if we both ended up
smash myself in the head with my metal water
if we both
bottle.
ended up in like wheelchairs or bonked our heads and got speech impediment. That's kind of what CBC Gem is looking for.
We are two men with fetal alcohol syndrome who would like to have a sketch show on your network, please.
Please help me, please.
It's also funny because like shooting a show for CBC Gem, it means you got like a flat payout of like $4,500.
Yeah. And literally probably more people watch our show. Anything on there.
Well, I've like met people who've like been on CBC Gem shows.
Yeah.
And they're all like I did 8 episodes and got like $2,500 one time.
I mean, honestly, that's more than any of that shit is worth.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Oh.
It's just such a like farcical like it's just like a just going through the motions of being a TV network.
That's this whole country.
Is going through the motions of being
whole country is going through the motions and kind of pretending that we're real before the musical chairs music ends.
Yeah, I would honestly welcome a Chinese invasion.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
So probably be no, it's gonna.
I'd go play panda bears in the Chinese zoo.
It's gonna be India.
It's good. I actually just saw some Indian India versus women road rage on the way here.
Oh really? Like in the flesh?
Yeah. I was driving here and I pulled up to an intersection and this woman was like, she like leaned, so there's like me and then an Indian guy in front of me and then a woman in front of him.
Yeah.
And the woman like leans out of her window and she's like, "Why don't you fucking come outside and talk to me like a gentleman?" The Indian guy he leans his finger out and he's like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And then the woman wanted to fight him, but he didn't want to fight.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, the lady wanted to fight, and I was like, damn, they're... quite honestly, the thought I had was, oh, it's not just me having static with these guys. Yeah. India ex-women.
Oh, it's some more political news, actually. Friend of the show, RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, who has a golden opportunity here, is really killing it.
With what?
Did you see? It's a picture of him eating a fucking dog.
Yes.
This fucking guy. And also this week, he had this like interview where I guess he's been accused of like sexually assaulting a nanny.
Yeah.
He's doing the interview. He's like, "Listen, I said when I started this campaign, I have so many skeletons in my closet. If they could all vote, I would win for sure. And that's all I have to say on the topic. I never said I've been a church boy." Yes, killing it, sir.
That is honestly like a more realistic approach than anyone else has ever taken.
Yeah. Just like, well, yeah.
If every politician was up front, they'd all be like, "Yeah, I'm a bit of a dirtbag." And if everyone who hated me would vote, I'd win for sure. Like that sentence on its own applies to probably everyone who's ever been in political power.
Yeah, and
I do respect him for being the only like truly honest one who's like, "Yeah, I'm a bit of a scumbag." Like, yeah, I've done some rapes, okay?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of whatever. It's the picture of him
eating a dog is crazy. Yeah, that's bananas. The dog eating.
So I'm pretty sure that was a thing they accused Obama of.
Yeah, well, he was eating cock.
Right. Crackhead cock.
He was eating homeless guy cock. Going back to my hypothetical feud with the old folks home.
Mm-hmm,
I've had two sort of plans for sketch comedy that has nothing to do with any real life old folks home that I may or may not be beefing with. This is a sketch
to get back at them
in this joke.
Yeah.
2 ideas. One, round up a lot of homeless people.
This is a CBC Gem sitcom pitch.
Yeah, this is a show called Kill Everyone Over 75 Immediately. This is a show. That's what the title is. It's an artistic work. The theme song goes...
It's a metaphor.
The theme song is... We're gonna kill the old people. Reset the earth. Scorched earth and salt the land. Planting a car bomb in the lobby of an old folks home.
Yeah.
But so the 2 ideas I had, one of them, get a U-Haul truck, round up homeless people, and then go and say we're all a family here to see my grandpa. Me and like 35 homeless guys, and go, "Hey, we're all related. We're here to see Gam Gam.
Yeah,
we'd like to see Gam Gam."
Yeah,
and then I just let them loose in the old folks home.
Mm-hmm.
Option 2, go to the home with a clipboard and go door to door, talking to the seniors and ask them if they'd like to adopt an adult Indian man. I
Probably with not that much legwork, you could actually set that up.
I'm already planning it. Basically going door to door and saying, like, a lot of adult Indian men are about to be deported because their work visa has expired.
Yeah.
Would you like to sponsor them and employ them as a housekeeper in your 1-bedroom retirement home prison?
Yeah.
And then I'll have like pictures of Indian men and like you can choose from these.
On an iPad.
Now, which one would you like? And they're all like the craziest looking one.
Yeah.
Like I might go to like a sex offender registry or something and get mugshots of Indian sex offenders. Not that there's a lot of those or anything, but
probably wouldn't be that hard to gain access to an old folks home.
No, literally just say I'm here to see my grandpa.
Yeah. Or just wear like coveralls.
And they go, "What's his name?" And I'll say John.
John.
Just guarantee one name. Jim, John.
Yeah.
Ethel,
Jim, John,
Dale,
Dean.
Kurt. I'm here to see fucking Malcolm.
Yeah.
You know?
We should get into the scamming old people biz.
we should get into the providing them with a service biz.
Mm.
Because again, if I'm ever in court for something that I may or may not do involving old folks in the future, we should start helping the elderly with a service of some kind. Like,
well, I'm pretty sure that you could gain access to just about anywhere with like coveralls and a reflective vest.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of videos like proving that too.
Yeah,
a lot of guys do that. You just walk around with like clipboard and reflective vest.
Yeah,
so I'm here for the air.
Little hard hat.
I'm here to check the lights.
Yeah, I'm here to check the wiring.
Well, okay, you can fucking call the company, but the building is like at risk of burning down like today.
Yeah.
I got to call about an urgent wiring
and
issue.
Then bam, you're placing Indian sex offenders.
Showing them to old people this close. Let him.
I mean, they're falling for scams all the time.
All day.
Probably a couple of them would say yes.
Mark is born every day. Yeah, they would adopt an adult Indian man, and then I bring the homeless guy in, and I just let him. I just leave that Joker style. Just let that kind of happen. Leave an adult homeless man with an elderly person.
I mean, you could probably get a real Indian guy.
I'd love to. Hello, Mom.
We should adopt some Indian guys. Give them work permits as Chrome Boys interns.
We're their sponsor.
And they can live in this little room that I have here, my Indian guy room.
Indian storage, please do not touch.
Yeah, I know you guys can't see. It's kind of like where Harry Potter lived.
It's huge. Comfortable.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you're Indian and you'd like to live in the Indian room.
Yeah.
The Indian in the cupboard?
Yeah, I got a stack of little bunk beds in there.
We even have...
Do I lock the door at night? Yeah.
Yes, that's for my safety.
And when I leave to go to work? Yeah. What, you think I'm going to let you touch my gaming PC?
You think I'm going to let you touch my podcast equipment?
Yeah.
My $80,000 podcast setup?
Yeah, no
right.
chance, Rakesh.
Yeah, fucking right, Pitesh. Yeah, right, I'm going to leave you alone with my podcasting gear, you little asshole. Get in the closet.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
This is related to podcasting.
Yeah.
I've studiously avoided this for as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to talk about this Tuah girl. Tuah.
Yeah.
So I first saw it. I still haven't seen the original video.
I don't think I have either.
And I intend to keep it that way.
Yeah.
My initial thought was like, this is some dusty-ass Norm Groid meme.
Wow, that's a good word. Norm Groid.
That I am not touching.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Yeah, it is that.
Like, I know I haven't seen it, but it's been inescapable.
Yeah.
But then I saw some clip going around.
Mm-hmm.
Was her being interviewed.
Yeah.
And she said she was going to start a podcast. And that's a step too far.
That's where I draw the fucking line.
This field is crowded as hell.
Because all the feedback we got when we started, everyone said, you're the last guys allowed to do this.
This is it.
It was like an Indian train. Everyone said, you're the last guys on it. No, we're not going to take any more.
And now it's just like, because you and I, when we're doing this, it's kind of like high-level verbal fencing. You know? We're not wearing the whole beekeeper suit.
No.
If we have one slip up, one of us is going home in a body bag, the other one in a cop car.
It's like Chinese Olympic level ping pong.
Yeah. And I see everyone's going like, oh, turn on the TV, there's some girl talking about sucking dick.
Literally, yes. Yeah.
Me, I'm like, no thanks, I'll keep reading my Bionicle novels, actually.
No thanks. I'm going to keep studying Bulgarian physiognomy, thank you. Yeah. No thanks, I'm going to keep measuring foreheads, thanks.
But now I see that she's trying to muscle in on our turf.
Yeah.
And that's a step too far.
That's a very...
Not everyone can do this.
Well, and, okay, I don't want to come off as chauvinist with what I'm about to say. Because Lord knows, the Chrome Boys, we love women. We're someone would say a male feminist podcast.
Noted male feminist.
It's us and Tim Heidecker's Office Hours.
Yeah.
You know, we're always getting lumped in the same discussion. Chrome Boys.
I mean, some people have said that, you know, in the male feminist community, we're the least sexually deviant. Sexually predatory.
We're the most safe to be left alone with. Some would call us even homosexual men.
Yeah.
That's how non-threatening we are to women. And I don't want to come off as chauvinist, but it is very girl of her style to get famous off a video like that and go, I bet you the whole world wants to know my thoughts.
Yeah. It's like the most like 15 minutes possible.
She just got like a bad PR team. I think she took the first team that reached out and was like, we'd like to manage you. I think she got a bad one.
Start a podcast.
Yeah. Cause like,
but anyway, I wanted to threaten her.
I wanted to threaten that woman. Look, I need to say something, and I got to get close for you guys to see this. But one of the official sponsors of the show is Barrett Firearms. And
that's right. Yep, Barrett Firearms and Diet Coke.
And this has nothing to do with that girl podcasting. I just want to let her know we are.
But it's something that she should think about before pursuing the deadly arts of podcasting.
Let's just say this is the podcasting game now is a lot. It's a lot like New York real estate circa 1939.
Fuck off. We're full.
Well, it's just look. You know, New York real estate, 1939, Italian mob versus the Irish mob.
Yeah.
If you're some fucking Chinese guy
who
just wants to open a restaurant,
mm-hmm.
you got to pick a side, brother.
That's right.
You can't just go, oh, maybe I can muscle in too.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude.
No,
dude.
We were the last ones.
We were the last guys to be allowed to start a podcast.
Yeah.
It's hack if you do it now. It's a hack a bit.
It's over.
We've got over almost 2 years recorded of podcasting at this point.
Yeah. Hundreds of hours.
Hundreds of views.
Hundreds of views. Well, the thing, too, is when she's going to start a podcast and
so
instantly be way more popular than us. And honestly, she probably never has to work a normal job for the rest of her life.
Maybe we should make a video describing how we would suck a cock.
I feel like Tuah is like horking a loogie.
Yes. Yeah, which is gross. We should stage a viral video of us describing that we love shitting in a pussy. And I just shit in the pussy. I just I squat shit in the pussy.
Yeah, we need some like I don't know, like kick streamer harassment black guy to film us a street interview. Like, what did you do with the pussy? Like, I squat over and shit.
Shit on a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, John McAfee get pooped on via hammock.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Well, yeah. Look, shout out to her.
Apparently that's what the people like.
That is like a very, I like that word a lot, normgroid. Because it's such a nothing video.
Yeah.
It's such a nothing meme.
Yeah. And she's kind of fucked because, like, it's been like a week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's aired her podcast yet.
No.
And by the time this episode comes out, when we mention it, people will be like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, her first episode is going to get a lot of views.
Yeah.
And then her second episode will get none, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, but again, it's just, it's like fucking crazy. Like, I don't know what's like fueling it. Like, I don't know if what's fueling it is like normgroid, like bovine people that are fueling her success, or if what's actually fueling it is like I don't think people care that much, and maybe it's just like corporations think people like it. Because I saw she was at like some big sports event. She's being flown out by all these like brands, and she's like, I'm here with Nissan or whatever.
Yeah, the only people offering to fly us anywhere are sinister Saudi gay guys
who want to spread our butt cheeks apart with spoons.
Take photographs.
They want to photograph our ass and balls, Polaroid style, and they make us pose like the chick from The Exorcist. They make us take Viagra and then pose like the chick from The Exorcist, and then they Photoshop it to make it look like we're hanging from our penises.
Yeah,
with ropes, which we're not doing. I don't do that.
Not for that money.
Yeah. Also, they offer they pay for the flight, sure, but they only actually pay us like $200 for the whole affair.
Which I would need at least twice that.
To hang from my cock and balls, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a real... I really don't get where that one blew up from. Well, that's the thing, actually. I say that, and then I look at, like, your typical, like, Alberta guy.
Yeah.
And then it's like abundantly clear where it comes from.
It was
like,
big. That's the type of content we need to get into.
Well, like, what other stuff emerged from that's like that? What other content can we think? Like, there was like the flight reptile girl, but she was like pretty based, I think, and then they killed her.
Yeah.
They like killed her and replaced her.
Right, she's a clone now.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like the fucker right in the pussy.
That guy was awesome.
Guy.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But
I never heard any. I don't think I ever heard any more of who that was.
No, and also like what he was doing was like pretty fun. Like legitimately like had.
Because it was on a newscast, right?
He would constantly get on live news. There's like compilations of him like.
Oh, he did it more than once.
Tons of times.
Oh, okay.
There's compilations of him getting on like live news and then doing a normal interview for like 20 seconds and then be like, and anyway, you got to fuck her right in the. So like he was like a bit of like he was kind of like a television graffiti artist, you know. Mm-hmm. He would kind of tag, like it was very funny. So like he was like he was like more than that. There was the alien girl.
Yeah, hit us in the comments. What are some other like flash in the pan?
Well, there was the Oilers girl who flashed her tits at the game.
Right. Yeah.
And then she probably made a ton of money.
She did a Playboy shoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Why can't we get that? If I pull my cock out of a hockey game, I go to fucking jail.
Yeah. No, she was kind of like that for a little bit,
I pull my tits out at a hockey game. Everyone says, put the shirt down, Tubby.
Yeah, put it down.
Ew.
You fat fuck.
You fat retard.
But yeah, she probably got like $1 million or something from Playboy.
That's nuts. She got a Playboy shoot.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And now she's disappeared into the ether.
But she's made a bunch of money. She did what everyone would do. Is she lives in fucking Turks and Caicos now.
Yeah.
Forever. Eating lobster. Which is sick. Like, it's not, I'm not like mad at that. Like, it's not their fault. They're just being them. I think it's everyone else.
I'm a little bit mad at them.
Well, you can't
more of a seething jealousy than anger, I suppose.
I can't like hold it against them. Like, they're doing what anyone would do in that position.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, if we get a viral video, I'm starting an OnlyFans. Sending desperate emails to Playboy.
We're gonna revive it. We're gonna bring
$1,300. Anything you want.
Spit on me. You could. I mean, consensual, non-consent swingers. 550-pound swingers.
Yeah.
680.
I'm getting a pill addiction. I'm gonna be like the Coney 2012 guy. A week later.
That was awesome.
Jacking off in public.
That was really good. I love that guy.
32 hours after Chrome Boy's clip goes public.
You want to fuck me, bitch? Remember that video of that guy eating the beehive? You wanted him, huh? Yeah, 32 hours after whatever our clip is goes viral, we're on some interview like Kurt angling, like just
What was I thinking when I came up with in the
shitting in pussies? Yeah, we're on Howard Stern convincing him to shit in our assholes live on air. You can reverse poo, right? You can poo in my ass. Here, put this pipe in both of our ass. We're like an hourglass with poo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do instantly. Cash in, cash out.
Yeah. No, I don't blame them. I think it's just like it is like the normgroid people who are like that's what I'm talking about. I think that is similar to the radio host personality type.
Oh, I'm sure those guys loved Tuah.
Yeah, because like you and I, that's like kind of a nothing joke.
Yeah,
I spit on it, and then it's like okay.
Yeah, you
and I spend all day thinking about elderly men kissing each other. You and I spend all day thinking about old guys sucking each other's dicks.
Yeah.
So like a joke like that.
Sitting in my darkened basement, illuminated by the blue light of my computer monitor, watching old guy gay porn. What's funny here? What can I do with this?
Watching two old guys like softly fuck.
How can I transmute this into podcast gold? Hours every week.
So like the joke that she made or like whatever is like such a nothing gag. But I think a lot of people, it's like that radio host thing where they're like, she would say that publicly?
Whoa!
You know what I mean? When like
yeah.
When I've spent all day thinking about pushing old people off a bridge.
Yeah.
You know? I've spent all day thinking about like putting bowling balls into old people's chests.
Life is so unfair.
For a fat white guy.
Yeah, for a skinny fat white guy podcast host, the most oppressed minority, who's also a gamer. Listen. I'm a skinny fat white guy podcast host. I smoke cigarettes and I game. I'm the most hated man on earth.
Everything you just said as like an Instagram bio, like with the emojis. Skinny fat podcast host, gamer, cigarette, like the way people do like they them,
like disabled.
Skinny fat Caucasian.
Yeah, we should honestly spearhead the skinny fat acceptance movement.
There's more of them than there is anorexic or morbidly obese.
But they both have
whole
activist movements.
Yeah. Skinny fat is one of the more healthy body acceptance movements around, actually.
Just fuck it.
It's fine. Well, skinny fat's
right.
Skinny fat's awesome because you're always like 6 weeks away from just being healthy.
One or the other. Yeah. 6 good or bad weeks.
Being very obese or pretty slim.
But it's also just kind of the default if you live the modern life.
As a guy this is just homeostasis for my body and my lifestyle right now.
You know, you drive your car to work.
Yeah.
You come home and you
goon
game, watch Lord of the Rings.
I eat plastic.
Yeah, you eat dog shit. Never really exercise.
Not really. I go for walks every once in a while.
Yeah, until my leg starts hurting 2 blocks.
Yeah, I walk until my knee hurts and then I go home and shower because I got really sweaty.
Yeah, and stop by McDonald's.
For a large Diet Coke.
My knee hurts, so I order some Papa John's.
I can't go for a walk without one of these.
Can't do anything without. I take a lot of nicotine every day.
Yeah, me too.
I'll do one of those, and then I'll pop a nicotine gum, and then I'll go out for a smoke.
All at the same time?
Well, no, in like a cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just be on these.
Yeah.
Ideally.
To just lock in.
Just have those.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
They're pretty good, yeah.
They're very nice. And I don't get the like when I was like vaping, I used to get a lot of like shit in my throat.
I'm convinced vaping is worse for you than smoking cigarettes.
Fucking probably is.
Yeah.
Probably because it's like maybe like one hit of a vape versus one hit of a cigarette. The cigarette probably wins out on like which is worse.
Yeah.
But the frequency with which you can vape.
Yeah. I legit felt way worse when I vaped.
You can just hit a vape all day. Like 24 hours a day. Like when I was like working like construction, you don't even have to wait for smoke breaks.
Right, yeah.
You can just sneak vape hits all day.
You can just do them in the bathroom.
All day you can vape. So probably like the volume wins out on like damage, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, here's something I want to talk about. This is not really linked to anything else, but I had a liminal moment the other day. I think that's what liminal means.
Okay. Were you so liminal means when you see your own reflection and you go, maybe I would look better as a woman.
Probably something like that.
Yeah.
But I was at the corner store over there,
and
there's a Subway on the end.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And as I'm leaving the parking lot, there's like a giant powder blue truck parked in front of the Subway.
Okay.
And then as I drive past it, I see like its driver door is open, and there's like a very like short, fat old guy wearing a too big polo shirt that's the exact same color as the truck, and he's standing like with his car door open. He's kind of standing like and he's just staring at the subway, which is closed. And like I was like within like view of him for probably like 30 seconds.
Just you were staring
I was driving
at him?
away.
Oh,
that's because I was like exiting the parking lot.
Yeah.
And he was just standing there. It was like
old people literally live in David Lynch world.
Oh, it's like when fucking Dennis Hopper gets shot in Blue Velvet and just doesn't fall over and die.
Yes.
This dude was just like frozen, and it's like he was trying to process that the subway wasn't open, maybe.
Yeah.
Or he's just some interdimensional being who was just stuck.
You want to know what, like, if you're young and you want to simulate what it's like to be over 65, watch Blue Velvet. And that's how life is for you.
It was just like the shirt matching the truck. But also, like, his waist was probably about level with, like, the bottom of the door.
Oh, wow.
On the truck.
Like, oh, wow.
It was, like, a really tall truck.
And a really small
and a
guy.
really short guy. and his shirt matches. And it was just really fucking weird.
That's life as a senior citizen is that. It's you live in Lynch world.
Yeah, you park your giant truck. And then I assume pull out a little step ladder, climb down.
Like try to work out why Subway is closed, and you're trying to figure out what day of the week it even is right now, and you're trying to figure out like why did I even come here?
Yeah, who am I?
Why did I want to sub at 8:30 p.m.? What am I? What the hell's going on? And you forget. Oh well, these thoughts are rolling through your head. Oh, I've matched my shirt to my car today, and I haven't moved in 20 minutes. You know?
Yeah, because I saw him. As I was driving, I was like kind of captivated. So
yeah.
like,
what the fuck?
And I was looking at it for probably 30 seconds.
Just didn't move.
Which doesn't sound like a lot of time.
So much time.
But for this dude to be totally let's just be quiet for 30 seconds. There, it's been 5 seconds.
That's crazy.
It's unbearable.
Think about it in your own life, how often you're totally motionless. You're totally motionless outside for 30 or more seconds.
Yeah.
When I'm outside, I'm always going to something.
And he had such a weird stance. Like, he was one of those dudes who wasn't, like, fat, except for his, like, belly was huge. And his arms were, like, stuck in front of him. It was really fucking strange.
Like, the old people live in this like cross world between David Lynch and Silent Hill, where they're just chasing after illusions. And,
like, I'm sure if I could like port into his mind, it's just like Silent Hill fog all around,
and it's a memory of his wife being like, "Don't forget to get milk. Don't forget to pick up the milk.
Who am I? How did I come here?"
We should include that in our little project we're working on, actually.
Oh, an old guy,
like a Silent Hill,
like
just a slow zoom on this like old guy like glitching. And it's just
that's what it was like. He glitched. It's like he needed to like fucking Alt F4 his existence.
In his head, it was just like dun, 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 dun. He just that's what it is for these people, man. It's just like. Yeah, he was walking through like a memory of like when his kid was like 7, and he was like, "I love you, Daddy," and he was just outside the subway, and then he was remembering like
sitting in front of his like $75,000 truck.
Yeah, that guy also, by the way, has more money than we'll ever see in our lives.
Oh yeah,
because he made ladders for 30 years.
Yeah,
that guy was a ladder builder. He made ladders.
He tightened the screws on ladders at the ladder factory.
By the time he retired, he was making like $50 an hour just because they liked him and he'd been there for so long. We'll miss you, Gord.
He got the job. He just showed up again in a Silent Hill fog and just started sweeping, not knowing where he was.
He just walked up sort of in a daze and like shook the owner's hand and started sweeping. And then by the time he retired, he had a $30 million pension and owned 9 houses. He just doesn't really remember any of it.
He bought his 9 houses for combined $40,000.
Sold 8 of them to Filipino people and Indians.
Yeah,
for a huge loss.
And then after he was at Subway, he dazedly got back in his truck.
He didn't turn the TV off when he left home.
Yeah.
And he came back in without a sub and just sat back down as if he never left.
Yeah.
He didn't even he had a drink.
Yeah.
He just sat back down, grabbed the drink that was there from before he left, and just kept like.
Yeah. In his 8,000 square foot estate.
Yeah. Yeah, with his like wife who's been asleep for a while, and he was like, you know what, I could go for Subway right now. It's 9:15 p.m.
Yeah. He drove through the fog.
And he just, and that's...
And that's that.
That's that, man. How long are we at here?
Probably about an hour.
Oh, yeah. Literally just crested.
There you go.
Well, boys, it's been a blast.
It was a dark episode.
Yeah, this was a black pilled episode. What are you going to do? What are you going to do except hug and kiss the other as soon as possible? Peace.